How's it going, everybody? It's Neon here, and this time we're back again doing another Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle. This is a Passerby battle once again with a trainer named Brandon, and I'm sure everyone's looking at my team right now and thinking, okay, this has got a lot of intimidating OU Pokemon with the exception of Frostlass. Right? Frostlass is an OU? I don't know. But unfortunately, the team was not designed to be competitive at all. In fact, most of their movesets aren't even that conventional, with the exception of Gliscor and Blaziken. Actually, no, not even Blaziken. This team I'm using right now is just completely made out of the sheer fact early in my X and Y adventures I became a shiny hunter. So these are some of my best competitively viable Pokemon that are all shiny, and sadly they were never designed to work with each other. Some of them, the only ones that really do work with each other is Gliscor, Klefki, and Blaziken. And Blaziken's obviously OU. I mean, not, what the fuck? It's obviously an Uber Pokemon. So a lot of you are thinking right now this is probably unfair to use, especially against a guy who, I'm not gonna lie, most of his team, with the exception of Goodra, isn't that threatening. Why am I saying competitive? Isn't that really threatening from the get-go? But my team wasn't meant to be competitive, it was just meant for fun, and his team has a gimmick, I'm not gonna lie, it has a pretty interesting gimmick, which I didn't get right away. So if I knew that coming into the battle, I probably would have been a lot more scared. But yeah. So for this battle, it's just going to be my non-competitive OU-ish team versus a Passerby with a pretty solid, interesting team. His team is Dusclops, which I assume is Eviolite, Magnezone, Torterra, Phione, which is odd, I've never seen that, Empoleon, and Goodra. My team is Klefki, Blaziken, Frostlass, which is always nice, Gardevoir, Ferrothorn, and leader of the bunch, Gliscor. So yeah, I'm gonna skip the bullshit this time and just go straight into the battle. Hope you enjoy. So because this team isn't that competitive, the lead is almost always the same. I always start off with Klefki, so he probably saw that coming and started out with his Goodra. Now, I probably should have played it smarter and swap out thinking these things come with Flamethrower. But I decided to stay in and go for the for the Thunder Wave. And turns out that decision really pays off, as the Goodra here gets paralyzed from it. Power hacks away. So I decide, okay, the only counter I have to this thing is my Blaziken. No one else on my team can handle this thing. So I use Yaki's signature set, which is a Sunny Day set. I switch out and I go straight into Ouroboros to Shiny. But I didn't see this coming. He goes for Rain Dance. Now, this doesn't completely screw me over, because I wasn't really going to use Flamethrower to begin with. Yeah, this Blaziken is a mixed set, by the way. It has Flamethrower instead of Flare Blitz. But it also has High Jump Kick. I go for it, and I kill the Goodra. Just completely obliterated it. Get that nice little speed boost. And then he goes for Phione. Now, I'm not worried about Phione, but I don't want to lose Blaziken to this, especially considering this is a rain team. So I go into Barbara, the shiny Ferrothorn. He goes straight for the Water Pulse, that's understandable. I don't know why he has Water Pulse over other moves such as Surf, and can it learn Scald? But what's more confusing is that this thing actually has Acid Armor. Now, I will commend the guy for a good prediction, because whether he thought I went for Rocks or some utility move, I go for Curse. So I go for Ferrothorn's offensive set because I didn't get this thing in Generation 5 where he can get Stealth Rock and Leech Seed. So he decides to stack up on the Acid Armor, hoping to tank a Power Whip. And I figured, okay, well, what the heck is this thing going to do to me? Absolutely nothing. So I'm going to keep on cursing. The rain stops, which helps out because I do remember these things pack hydration, like the parent Manaphy. But he keeps going for the Acid Armor, and I decide, alright, I'm going to take him out now, but I missed the Power Whip. And he goes for another Acid Armor. I guess he forgets that it raises it by multiple stages, Fiona's defense. But I hit this time with Power Whip. He lives and he goes straight for a dive. Yeah, I don't get why this guy has dive of all moves over Surf and Scald. He goes for it. He deals more damage. He deals more damage to himself, I meant to say, with the Rocky Helmet and Iron Barbs combo. I try to finish it off with a Power Whip, and I miss again. Barbara, why can't you hit this thing? It's a Fione. Not some Yanmega or something. Or, aren't those evasion men? Whatever. Knowing that this thing can't do jack to me, and predicting another dive for whatever reason, I thought, alright, I'm going to stack up on the curse. But he sticks around, he goes for the safe set with the Water Pulse, which does jack shit. I'm a Ferrothorn, why don't you leave? I go for the payback, and that is one Fiona out of the question. Was this thing a threat to begin with? Maybe. Hydration's a good move. Ability. But he screwed himself by letting me get those curses. And he goes into his Dusclops. He goes for the skill swap. That's actually a good move for Dusclops. I might want to try that out when I get a chance, but he gets the Iron Barbs, and I get Pressure, which isn't really good for it, but I still have the Rocky Helmet if I want to deal passive damage. But I go for Payback, and even without that boost, it has 3 curses. No Eviolite is going to help you. But those Barbs do somehow. I don't know. But that's a Dusclops out of the way, probably the biggest wall he had. He goes to Torterra. I don't know why he goes for the Leech Seed. I'm a Grass type, he probably doesn't understand that either. But I go for another Power Whip for neutral damage and obliterate the Torterra. So Barbara is already on a 3-man sweep, making his way to 4. And Polion goes for the old Hydro Pump. Deals a decent amount of damage, I won't be rude to it, but it's not worth the Empoleon, bro. So Barbara is on a roll here, and he goes in the Magna Zone. What? Truth is, my moveset doesn't have anything for a Magna Zone, and it's Discharge. He gets the lucky Para, but I get lucky and I don't get Para-Axed. I go for the Payback, hoping the neutral damage was enough, and it's not. He goes for another Discharge and finishes her off. So with, what is it, 4 kills? Yeah, with 4 kills under her belts, I think Barbara did her job well. To round it all out, I go in the Gliscor, hopefully to save the day. He goes for Flash Cannon. I probably should have remembered these things, especially offensive. I always thought Magnezone was a physical hitter for some reason, but it's not. He hits me pretty well, but I hit him even harder with Earthquake. So, as a team, it's interesting. It's a rain dance team. Looking at the Empoleon, the Goodra, and the Fione. I don't know why he chose Fione, and I don't get his moveset at all. He definitely needed to remember a few things, but if I had not gotten those 3 curses, he probably would have gotten a lot better. He's got a good team. If I would run this team, the only thing I would really change is the Fione. That's the only thing holding it back, because the Goodra can also get hydration. Sorry, my voice is out. I just had a drink of water. But yeah, I would swap that out for something else. But otherwise, he had a really interesting team. But Barbara, Ferrothorn, you have to watch out for those things. Those things will tear shit up with their Iron Barbs. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed the battle. And I do hope you want to see more of these in the near future. This is Neon signing off.